Just like you and I need money to pay for our groceries, rent, and petrol, a government also requires a steady stream of funds to fulfill its responsibilities and obligations. The government's expenses include, among other things, infrastructure development, providing public services, maintaining law and order, and supporting social welfare programs. So if you and I are getting our paychecks from our bosses, how does a government acquire its financial resources? How does India make money? What are the country's top revenue sources? What's the secret behind India's financial fortitude? These are the core questions. Hello and welcome to The Core Questions. In ancient civilizations, the government earned money through taxes, tribute, and trade, as well as the control of resources like land, minerals, and waterways. In feudal societies, the king controlled land and minerals and would rent it out or charge a fee for their use. Control of resources and trade also provided the government with indirect income through economic growth, commerce, and job creation. In modern times, the Indian government earns money primarily in 5 major ways: taxes, non-tax revenue, disinvestment, public debt, and foreign investment. Let's break these down to understand them better. Taxes. The Government of India collects taxes at both the central and state levels through categories such as income tax, goods and services tax or GST, customs duties, and excise duties. Income tax is a significant source of revenue for the Government of India, with the tax collection amounting to 6.6 trillion rupees, that's approximately $88 billion in 2019 to 2020. In India, the income tax rate is progressive, meaning that those who earn higher incomes pay higher taxes. For the financial year 2021-22, the income tax rate for individuals earning between 5 to 10 lakhs, that's approximately $6,700 to $13,400 is 5%, while those earning above 15 lakhs, approximately $20,000 pay 30% tax. GST is another significant source of revenue for the Government of India, with the collection amounting to 7.9 trillion rupees. That's approximately $106 billion in 2019-2020. GST is a value-added tax that is levied on goods and services and is designed to simplify the tax system and reduce the cascading effect of taxes. Customs duties are also a source of revenue for the Government of India and are levied on imported goods, while excise duties are levied on certain goods manufactured within the country. In 2019 to 2020, India collected 2.5 trillion rupees, that's approximately $33 billion from excise duty. The Indian government earns a significant portion of its revenue through taxes. Tax collection in India still remains a challenge, with only a small percentage of the population paying taxes. The government needs to earn money in more ways, which brings me to number 2, non-tax revenue. Along with taxes, the government earns revenue through non-tax sources, such as income from government-owned companies, interest on loans, and other investments, penalties and fines, etc. For example, the Indian government earns profits through state-owned companies, such as the Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, ONGC, and the Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, or BPCL. The third way that the Government of India earns money is through disinvestment. Disinvestment refers to the process of selling government-owned shares in public sector undertakings, or PSUs. By doing so, the government can raise funds and reduce its fiscal deficit. The other way the Government of India earns money is public debt. Public debt refers to the money the government borrows from the public through the issue of bonds. These bonds can be in the form of treasury bills, government securities, and treasury bonds, and can be purchased by individuals like you and I, financial institutions, and corporations. Funds earned through public debt are used by the government to finance its operations and development projects. The Reserve Bank of India also plays a crucial role in managing public debt, issuing bonds and monitoring their performance. In recent years, India's public debt has steadily increased, reflecting the government's growing need for funds. With this in mind, while public debt finances India's operations and development projects, foreign investments are also critical. In today's fast-paced world, the Indian government has been especially successful in attracting foreign investments through various schemes and initiatives. These initiatives include the Foreign Direct Investment Policy, or FDI policy, the Make in India program, and the Digital India program, which work to create a favorable environment for foreign investors to invest and set up bases in India. Foreign investments have proven to be super beneficial for the Indian economy. These investments have helped to bring in new technology, create job opportunities, and provide a source of revenue for the government. Some major foreign investments in India include Amazon. The e-commerce giant has invested over $6 billion in Indian operations to grow its market share. Another is Walmart. It has invested over $16 billion to acquire a majority stake in Flipkart, an Indian e-commerce company. Google. The tech giant has invested over $10 billion in India to develop its digital economy and support the Indian startup ecosystem. SoftBank Group. This Japanese conglomerate has invested over $10 billion in Indian startups like Paytm, Ola, and Flipkart. Facebook, or Meta. The social media giant has invested over $5 billion in India to support the growth of digital economy and the ecosystem of small businesses. Mitsubishi Corporation. The Japanese conglomerate has invested in Indian companies like JSW Steel, NMDC, and Suzlon Energy. Coming back to the core question, how does the government of India earn money? The answer is through a combination of taxes, non-tax revenue, disinvestment, public debt, and foreign investments. In 2019, the United States government collected approximately $3.5 trillion in taxes, while the Indian government collected approximately $369 billion. In the United Kingdom, the government collected approximately $716 billion in taxes, while Canada collected approximately $364 billion. It's important to mention here that you shouldn't be put off by India's lower earnings when looking at developed countries, because government earnings between countries is not solely based on the amount of taxes collected, but also includes other factors such as cost of living, the level of government services provided, and India is doing pretty good for itself. The government of India is taking active steps to balance its finances and support the country's growth and development. And despite challenges and setbacks like tax evasion, the government has been able to provide essential services and maintain the country's continued progress and development. Thanks for watching The Core Questions. Like and share this video and leave your comments below. Until next time, this is Priyanka Deo signing off. Namaste.